All right, last episode was kind of a weeper. We've got good news on this one here. After 45 years of a pack and a half or 2 packs a day, I have quit smoking. Now, this really wasn't my choice, but after the stroke, being in the hospital for 2 solid weeks, you can't smoke, and so I didn't have the option to smoke. Now, what was interesting was I did have the craving a couple of times, usually after a good meal, and I was just able to shrug it off because, again, there was not a cigarette for me to reach to. So I quit cold turkey. When I got out, I thought, okay, this is going to be the test. Now I have cigarettes at home. I have cigarettes in the truck. I can go buy cigarettes. Will the craving be there for me to go get the cigarettes? And the answer is no. The stroke, I guess, took away the craving to smoke. Now, I'm not completely free of the demon nicotine. I am vaping. I was trying to move over to the vapes more and more as I was doing delivery. I would vape for an hour or so, and then, the vapors, this one here is Vuse, V-U-S-E, Vuse. Vaping for me barely takes the edge off of, a real cigarette, at least, prior to the stroke. But I would focus on the vape when I was driving and delivering and so on and so forth. It was only once I needed a quote cigarette, I needed it, after the vape, I would jump back on the cigarettes for an hour or two. But anyway, while I am not 100% nicotine free, and some people, think that these are just as bad as cigarettes, I can tell you, as someone who has smoked for 45 years, being on these, and I've done this a couple times where I've tried to get on the vapors, and I've done this a couple times where I've tried to get on the vapes, and when I can get on them and stay on them for a short term, even a couple hours, my lung capacity is much more clearer, if you will. I don't, when you smoke, it's my understanding that you're basically living at 5,000 feet of altitude. The pressure, it's hard to breathe. Okay, so when you take that away, and that's the tar and stuff like that, the black stuff in a cigarette. So the Vuse does not have that. They do have the nicotine, yes they do, the stimulant, but I'm not smoking the Vuse as much as I smoked cigarettes. I'll go a good hour, reach for the pen, take a hit, maybe 2, and I'm good for a short period of time, like say maybe half hour or whatever, before I reach for it again. When you light up a cigarette, you smoke the whole thing down. So this is better overall, I do believe, than a cigarette. And that's the gist of this here video. Is after 45 years, I am not smoking cigarettes. I am on the Vuse, the vapor, but the vapes cost a hell of a lot less than the cigarettes do. I don't know what the total is now, but in the first 6 days that I had been released from the hospital, I had not spent $100 that I didn't have, because I got a zero income. So anyway, that's the good news. I am off cigarettes. I'm still on nicotine, but maybe we'll get to that, in a little bit here and get it all gone. All right, that's all I got today. Thank you guys and gals for your, well wishes and hopes that I'm getting better. I am a little bit. I think I overextended it just a little bit the first week I was out. It's now Monday morning, and I'm a week and 2 days out of the hospital. I think I kind of pushed myself a little too far, getting things sold, trying to get out of the trailer here, moving with my brother, yada, yada, yada. And I think I pushed myself too far. It's just, 10 or 15 minutes of walking or talking, and that's it. I have to sit down. Now, I mentioned this to the physical therapy girls. the thing that's interesting is when I sit down to take a little break, in 2 minutes, I feel good enough to go again. So my recovery, if you will, from being fatigued is very short, a couple minutes. Sometimes it's more, I'll sit down and watch a little TV, a little YouTube or whatever, but it doesn't seem that it's a one for one. If I work for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I have to sit down for 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So the recovery time is pretty good. And the when I mentioned this to the physical therapy girls, they said that's a good sign. Okay? So anyway, all right. Thanks for your well wishes again, especially Chad. Thank you very much, sir. And we'll see you again.